Hello, I am the Witch of Jasmine and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a reading. Oh, what is that? Oh well. Today I have a reading for Pisces moons. How are you guys doing? It's very nice to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Very glad you're here. As I'm shuffling out your cards, I invite you to take some deep breaths to calm yourself, ground yourself, center yourself. Get relaxed, get comfy. Let's see what's going on with you guys. See if there's a message the moon would like to give you. Oh. Cards are a little slow today. That's all right. Let's get one more. Your cards are a little shy today. Wonder what this energy is looking like. All right, well, let's find out. So for the Oracle card, we have Regeneration with Aries and the fire element. All right, and for your tarot cards, we have Four of Swords, Six of Wands, Six of Cups, Nine of Wands, King of Athames reversed, aka King of Swords reversed, and the Wheel of the Year, aka Wheel of Fortune. So with this Oracle card here, this Regeneration card, it asks us what patterns of thinking or behavior or things like that, as we go into the next chapter of our lives, as we're going into whatever it is we're going into, what do we want to take with us and what do we want to leave behind? And I think with this reading, we're looking at a time that seems pretty good, but there are definitely some things that might be best if we left them in the past, right? As we're continuing to grow and we're starting to sprout into this new chapter, what things can we decide to not take with? So I feel like, and I can't really think back to, I'm trying to think back to our last reading. I can't super remember, but I feel like we talked about, being in this place where you've had this big success, Well, I say this because I feel like we had Six of Wands in the last reading. But I think this is that same thing, whatever we were talking about before. Having some big success, things are kind of on the up and up, right? Especially because we have this Wheel of Fortune reversed, Wheel of the, not reversed, upright, because we have it upright. Things are going well. I think you've wrapped up this last chapter, wrapped it up nicely, and now we're in this period of rest after that with the Four of Swords. If you're not resting, you need to be resting, because that is what Four of Swords is telling you to do. It's telling you to take a break. Maybe coming off of this last big success, there's a part of you that wants to kind of immediately jump into the next thing. If that is you, don't. I think this reading is telling you to do some resting, do some reflecting, and like I said, answer the question of what do we not want to take with? Nine of Wands is about defending what it is that you've worked hard for, right? Like in this image, we have this person with 9 wands, right? And he's got this like very defensive stance, and he's like looking from side to side. like, you know how hard I worked for these wands? I swear to God, if somebody even looks at them wrong, like, do not fight me. I will protect these with my life. I have worked way too hard for this. Maybe that's kind of a little bit of how you're feeling right now, right? You worked really, really hard to get to this place where you're at, and maybe there's a part of you that's scared that it'll fall apart, or it'll be taken away, or you'll mess something up. But you don't have to feel that way, right? As long as you're playing things smart, you'll be good, right? And we specifically have this with King of Swords reversed, which makes me a little nervous when I say King of Swords reversed, because he is, if you can like imagine a power hungry, like stereotypical like tyrant or dictator, that's King of Swords reversed. Because with him, he wants to control things. With any king reversed, right? They want to control things that they cannot control, that are just out of his hands or literally uncontrollable, right? And the thing with King of Swords in particular is that he is very smart. When we're talking about swords energy, that's all about the mind. It's logical thinking, critical thinking, and King of Swords reversed is directing his intelligence and all of his energy spent thinking in the wrong direction, right? He's trying to manipulate. He's trying to force things onto other people, force them to do things that is just not really in his place to do, rather than using that intellect that he has and that critical thinking in a much more positive way, right? So if we look at this example, right, instead of this person just focus solely on other people and making sure other people don't take it, aka trying to force people to do something that you really don't have control over. You can't control whether or not somebody's going to come and take your wands. What if he used his intelligence to just spend more time hiding his wands, or coming up with some sort of plan to keep them in a really smart, safe spot, where even if people tried to take them, they wouldn't be able to, because he just hid them so well, right? You see what I mean? It's about making sure that your energy is directed in the most effective way, the smartest way, right? Because the King of Swords, yeah, it's not a nice thing to be a dictator, right? That's mean. People don't like that, right? But the thing is, it's not even that effective, right? because you can't make other people do what you want them to do, right? I know I'm saying people, but things. You cannot force things that are just out of your control. And that is what he's trying to do, and that will never work. So hopefully that illustrates that. I think that's something that might be worth reflecting on. And I just want to make clear, I'm not calling you a dictator or anything like that. That would be a little too literal, right? I'm just using him as an example of why trying to control things that are uncontrollable doesn't work. It's not going to work out. At least not in the long term. Maybe in the short term, but not in the long term, right? And like I said, just you have the intelligence. I know that. You have the logical and critical thinking skills. Just make sure you are using them in a smart way. Controlling the things you can control, right? So, some things you might want to consider as you're moving forward. Maybe you can ask, in the last chapter, what were things that I tried so hard to control and got so mad that I couldn't, right? That might be a good idea, good thing to think about. A good starting point, I mean. But yeah, Pisces moons, I'm going to leave it there. I mean, I think this was a pretty direct reading. I don't think there was a whole lot more to hit on. Besides, like I said, make sure you're resting. You need to be resting right now. And you are in an upswing. I think things are looking good for what that's worth. I don't think I can get much more specific than that. But I think you have reasons to be optimistic, It's just about learning from your mistakes, learning from the past. That's all. And that's not a bad thing. It's not anything you should feel bad about. It's just life. That's what we all have to do all the time, right? So, Pisces moons, I will leave it there. If you have any questions about this, or if you'd like any part of this clarified, please let me know. You can leave a comment, or you can just reach out to me, whichever you prefer. If you're feeling particularly drawn to any of these cards, or if you would like any more information about any of them, on the shorts part of my channel, I have hundreds of shorts videos where I talk about each of the cards. I talk about their upright meaning, their reversed meaning, as well as any symbolism within them. So feel free to check that out. But I am wishing you a lot of rest and peace. I think you definitely need that. A big congratulations to whatever this was, whatever it is you worked so hard for. And I'm wishing you lots of strength to deal with some of this scary stuff, but it's not so scary. The more you do it, the less scary it is, I promise. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye!